for the latest edition of the Shape Shift Radio Podcast. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the SHAPESHIFT Radio Podcast, where we are helping you to shape your business and shift your bottom line. There we go. I am Deborah Bishop, and I'm very excited to be here. This is our inaugural show, and I'm here with my wonderful co-hosts. Paula, why don't you introduce yourself and why you're here?
Hi, I'm Paula Allen, and I am social media. So I love social media. I play on social media. I like to push all the buttons and find out what happens in the back end. Lorenzo?
Yeah, great. Thanks, everybody. Deborah, I want everyone to know that I am your business strategist. I am your action icon. I am focused on making things happen quickly and effectively in your business. So as I speak, you'll hear those kinds of perspectives. Deborah?
Yes, absolutely. And I am Deborah Bishop. I'm actually here on behalf of media, broadcasting your brand. And together we make up the ShapeShift World universe. And the whole point of this podcast is to really bring you a non-biased, service-oriented, informational podcast that will help you to get questions answered, figure things out to make your business and your dreams actually run smoother, better, increase your bottom line. Lorenzo, I'd love for you to add a little bit to that.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So we started this company 2 years ago, but really this company is about 20 years old, where the focus and the emphasis is helping people build their business. So all of us have a unique background. In some cases, it's corporate. Some cases, it's entrepreneurial spirit. But the reality is we're all bringing our value and our proposition to helping businesses grow your business. So one of our fun taglines is, you do what you do best and we'll do the rest, right? So the idea is if we're here to serve you and we understand who you are from the inside out, we can really help your business. So as we go through this process, we'll share information with you on some really key topics that are relevant to today and relevant to 2020. That's going to be an exciting opportunity. Paula, do you want to add anything on the social side?
Yeah, so social media is always changing and it's really confusing sometimes for a lot of people. So we're going to try to just break it down and give you key steps and takeaways and things you can do instead of trying to do it all at once. So that's going to hopefully help you be more focused, get more ROI out of your social media traction.
The whole point of this podcast, guys, and the reasons why you want to subscribe and you want to hang in there and you want to bear with us going through some of our growing pains, because this is our very first one, is so that you can have an easier time actually figuring things out, or realize that, hey, we have ways we could support you in figuring some things out, and you could maybe hit that out of the park without having to, shall we say, hit a few of those gutter balls. I think I just talked about bowling and baseball in the same sense. But that's the point. That's why
we're not here on a sports podcast.
The ball that rolls down somewhere, right? It's cool.
Exactly. And so, from the media side of it, because broadcasting brand is becoming huge, that's really a big part of my background. I stepped on stage at the age of 4 and have been in performance in the entertainment industry ever since. So doing media and helping people to broadcast their brand is just a huge part of how my brain works these days. And let's face it, guys, it's where 85 to 90% of marketing is actually shifting, which is online. So that gives you a little bit of a clue as to why I'm here and some of the perspective I'm going to bring. Paula is our social media authority, and I think you hit it right on the head, Paula, when you were talking a little bit about how confusing it could be. Why don't you let everybody know a little bit about you and why you are this wonderful expert that you are?
Yeah, so I actually started off online about 15, 20 years ago in the early days of early internet marketing and YouTube. I ran a transcription company and we transcribed all those early marketers and all their marketing things. So I learned so much from the very beginning and it just caught my passion. So I have followed it through the years and I love just supporting other people and teaching them how to do just basic, easy stuff. And I also love looking at trends and looking what's going on and where people are moving to. So when all the teenagers move to Snapchat and things like that, and just going through all the different social media channels and how we connect and what that means for our culture, for business, and for marketing, and how that is just influencing everything we do in this day and age, basically.
Mm-hmm. But nowadays, the quasi-celebrity, and in some cases they're a pretty big deal, are the social media influencers, right? So what, and also I think you guys would agree with me in the idea that not all social media works for every business. You know, you really got to know what your strategy is and what you're going to do. And then Lorenzo, who is the granddaddy of us all, not because he's older per se, but because your vision is SHAPESHIFT World. This was your vision ultimately that has brought us to this podcast. So who's Lorenzo?
Yeah, so a couple of really things are important. And I'm going to speak to you in what I think are sort of your core languages. It's one of the things that we do in business. But first and foremost, to Paula's point, we will take you through a step-by-step process to make sure that what you're doing and how we support you and how we engage with you as a client really is in a way that is going to be sequential and make sense to you. So we have that sort of organization side of it. But also we have action, right? So I'm going to call myself the action icon in the company because I can't help myself to figure out what we're going to do to take action. But what's unique about me is as we're taking action, we're doing it strategically. We're doing it thoughtfully. We're doing it with intentions, right? So that leads into what really is important to us is how we nurture you and your business. So in nurturing, it's if we get to know you, who you are from the inside out, and you have more shows about this because it's super fun. We do different modalities to get to understanding you. But at the end of the day, our job is to create a place for you to nurture yourself, become part of our world so that we can nurture your clients and support you. But last but not least is we're all about knowledge. Paula has amazing technology knowledge and skills and systems and solutions. I have the same thing. But also I'm an accountant, right? Go figure. I'm an accountant turned technologist. So we all have these skills. And Deborah, as I turn it back to you, it is amazing skills that Deborah has. She's a singer, songwriter, artist. So she brings the balance, right? So at the end of the day, speaking sports metaphors, we're going to have a balanced attack. Deborah, talk to us.
Awesome. Now, what sport is that where you have to have a balanced attack?
I believe it's all of them.
All of them. Okay, good. So we can talk about it if we want. You know, I think it's really important to talk a little bit about the types of shows we are going to be doing so that people can understand that this is going to be a lot of fun. And it's also going to demystify some things because I don't know about you guys, but I know sometimes when I listen to the gurus and the big marketing experts or the big business specialists, sometimes they lose me in just the terminology or the dryness of the conversation. So one of the things we're going to do is try to keep things short and juicy and give you lots of information, but to focus on sort of one point at a time so that this is not a fire hose situation. So I know some of the stuff that's coming up is looking at marketing in 2020 because we are almost there. We're also going to be talking about visibility as the new currency. This is especially with social media, you know, the reality of visibility is that it's profoundly effective, but we always have to be really aware of what it's actually saying about us. And I'm going to excuse my dogs barking in the background. It's the one thing I have no control over. So
we want visibility, right? Hey,
we want visibility. I'm going to do mute, and I'm going to actually pass over to you guys to talk a little bit more about the topics.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, so in looking at sort of the next window of time Deborah's alluding to, we have this concept of social proof versus too much information. So again, this will be a very anchor session for Paula, because what's really key about these different things in social proof is what does that look like? What does that feel like? And isn't really just a little snippet, isn't really you have an opinion and everyone wants to know your opinion. What they want is value. So we're going to talk about those things. And then the last of the first 5 shows counting today is about videos and about visibility and really how to technically build, support, and create your video presence, online marketing, and then how do you deliver that? Because there's a wonderful number of ways to do that. And the pros and cons. Everything we do is going to be pros and cons. It's going to be about those kinds of things. And the last sort of snippet in the next phase will be an authenticity and more. So to Deborah's point, we are really, really, really focused on trying to give you short and sweet so that there's value in those. These will be labeled and they'll be available. So our goal is to serve and support you as we move forward. Paula, anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm just looking forward to all the fun topics and to see comments and figure out where these conversations are going to go. This is what I love. So I thrive in this. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
And just so you guys know, the dog thing, I have animals, so sometimes that can't be controlled. But the reality is we are dealing with entrepreneurs of all kinds, including the 4-legged ones.
So it's all good. So in closing, again, for today, we just want to give you a snippet of who we are. I want you to remind you that as we speak to our topics, we're going to try to give you our exact filter, our perspective, our point of views that are unique to our day-to-day expertise, which should align with your needs and your business as you grow, because we all know the number one challenge in entrepreneurial growth is most of you are still trying to do it all by yourself. And the reality is we're a company about team. We're a company about collaboration and cooperation. So our vision is really to support you in a way that we can support your research. So I will close with my statement, which is this, is the tagline, you do what you do best, we do the rest, is truly key. But our goal, our goal is whatever your needs are, we will help fill those gaps or plug those holes. We are not here to take over your company. We're here to launch you, accelerate you into the right business model. So Deborah, you want to give them a handle on what we're doing and how we show up in our kind of closing statement?
Absolutely. We have a very well articulated closing statement, if I do say so myself. I wrote it. I got myself on the back. Before we close out, though, I really want to give thanks to our producer, who is not seen. Actually, he's looking rather poorly today. He looks kind of like a radar sort of tower symbol with it. Anyway, Mr.
Shapeshifter thing going on.
Mr. Michael Catalano, who is behind the scenes and part of the media image, who is producing the show. Thank you, Michael, for being here and for doing what you do. And so in closing, we want to just really kind of read a mission statement here. While we are a one-stop shop, we know that the recipe for up-leveling your success will uniquely be your own. So what makes us different is not only can we provide you with everything you need to surpass where you are right now or simply launch you into the stratosphere, we pay attention to the missing parts and pieces and place you exactly where you need to be. We fill in the holes and close the gap between knowing and doing. So what isn't being handled is handled, and it brings you the results. Things that you don't want to have exist cease to exist. So this allows you to shape your brand and shift your business where it counts the most, and that is tangible growth. We do this by a very careful review of your current status and your vision. And together we will develop a hands-on or hands-off, that's your choice, strategy that will be an in-depth, step-by-step process, implementing all the required tools it takes that we already have in place and waiting for you, so you can get busy doing what you know you are meant to be doing. And that truly is, from our perspective, absolutely excelling in your business.
Yay. Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you.
So everybody, I think that's it for today. You want to tune in next week. And next week, our topic is going to be on marketing in 2020. So spray and pray versus a focused funnel. We do not want to be spraying and praying. On behalf of all of us here at the ShapeShift Radio podcast, we wish you a very successful and amazing rest of your day and rest of your week. And remember, we are here to support you. And when you really do shape your business the way that you would truly like it to be, you will absolutely shift your bottom line. Peace.
Peace.
Connect with us by texting the word WORLD to 72,000. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of the ShapeShift Radio podcast.